Welcome on into the Josh Reese Show. I'm your host, Josh Reese, and this video is going to be talking about Leslie Alexander selling the Houston Rockets. OMG. You cannot say that enough. Insane. Leslie Alexander, I thought, would die hoisting up a third Larry O'Brien trophy, but instead he is going to be selling the Houston Rockets. Before we get into that, please take a second and follow my friends over at Countryside Massage here in Conroe, Texas. They do great work. Click the description box and click the link in the description box. I have them linked in there. Just give them a follow and a like on Facebook. I'd appreciate it. They're supporters of mine. I am certainly supporters of the great work they do there. I was aghast when I heard the news that Leslie Alexander was selling the Rockets. I imagine, like everyone else out there, Les Alexander has been a very, very, very good owner for the Houston Rockets. Has damn right refused of late to tank, and his willingness to always spend, to always make that trade has brought Houston some really great seasons. Tracy McGrady came to the Houston Rockets, drafted Yao Ming, traded for Clyde Drexler. Lots of great moves that Les Alexander he hasn't pulled the trigger on, so to speak, but he has been the man that has said, you know what, go ahead and do it. Do whatever it takes to win me a damn championship. Hopefully that beeping will stop pretty soon. But anyways, so, and what makes this announcement by Les Alexander or Tad Brown even more insane is that he just gave Harden an extension. You would think that this would mean that Les Alexander is in the game for the long haul. He's going to be here as long as Harden's going to be here. Because, damn it, this is a family. This is a family. And while Tad Brown is my adopted dad, you know, Les Alexander is like a rich grandpa. You know, it's a great family here. But no. The family is indeed breaking up. Very, 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 I can't say very enough. Very strange timing. Very strange timing. Adrian Wojnarowski reported that not only did Les Alexander's announcement shocked the NBA world, it also shocked people inside of Toyota Center, meaning that no one at all saw this coming. And it definitely took Houston, the Rockets, the NBA, everyone by storm. And Tad Brown, when he made the announcement, made it clear that this is not because Les Alexander is sick or anything, but more he's tired. He wants to walk away from it. And I guess you really, when you think about it, you really can't blame Les. He is setting up the franchise in a very great position with Harden at the helm, with Morey locked up, with D'Antoni. They've got a great little group there locked up. So if you're going to ride off into the sunset and you don't think that this is the team that, or better yet, you think the Warriors are going to continue on this path of domination, your goal has been to get the Larry O'Brien trophy, to win it again, bring it back to the city of Houston. But if you don't see that in your future, you're 78 years old. Might as well punch out. Not punch out like that, but punch out and take your money and go retire and buy an island somewhere. It's not like in other, like, for instance, not like the Texans, to where Bob McNair, but if Bob McNair ever passes on or ever says I'm done with the Texans, I don't want any more of this, you have Cal McNair, who's a very big part of the team, ready to step up and take over. In Dallas, you have Jerry Jones and you have his son, Stephen Jones, ready to take over. In Houston with the Rockets, you have Les Alexander. That's it. I know he has a daughter or a son, but it's I've never ever seen them, and I doubt that they were that this person eventually would be ready to take over and run an NBA franchise. So if you don't have a successor in place and you're not really interested in doing this anymore, I can't begrudge you for doing whatever your passion is. Per Tad Brown, he's going to continue doing philanthropic work in Houston and abroad. I know he's a big PETA guy. He's pro animals, so maybe he's going to be doing a lot of animal stuff. I don't know. It is just insane. So while we were mentioning about that and just how insanely incredible and groundbreaking this is, yes, it's groundbreaking. I did want to mention in this video as well some replacements for Les Alexander that have been made public, and then some that I think could be out there potentially. So the more off the wall one is Jim McIlvaine. Mattress Mac has made it known that he wants to be part of a group to purchase Houston Rockets. I'm sure Mattress Mac knows a lot of rich people, but I don't think he knows enough rich people to join together and purchase the Houston Rockets. And if they did, why the hell would Mattress Mac be the front man on this deal? He would be probably bringing the least amount of cash to a $2 billion transaction. Mattress Mac is certainly not worth anywhere near what the price is for the Houston Rockets. So in that, a lot of people are wondering how many people could Jim McIlvaine kind of bring in together to be part of this super group to buy the Houston Rockets. Unlike other franchises and stuff like that, the NBA actually now has a rule to where you cannot have more than 28 smaller owners inside your ownership group. So apparently, this was I was reading around, and I think Zach Lowe of ESPN dubbed this the Jay-Z rule, because apparently when they purchased the Nets, he was part of 100 people that were part of an ownership group to buy the Nets, and that's a ton of people. So yeah, maybe Mattress Mac can find a ton of people, 25 Houston billionaires, millionaires, whatever, to be part of a big group. But I find that as the less of an option. The other option is Tillman Fertitta. And Fertitta has been interested in purchasing a major league franchise here in Houston. He's also been, he's heavily involved with the University of Houston. He does seem to bleed Houston sports. So Tillman Fertitta probably would be a much better option compared to Mattress Mac. And he also has a ton of capital. Owner of the Landry's Group, also owner of the Golden Nugget Casinos. Fertitta prints cash. What is he worth? $2.7 billion. He could probably buy the Houston Rockets outright without even blinking an eye. Okay, maybe would be blinking an eye, because paying $2 billion for anything is pretty mind-boggling, even for billionaires, I would imagine. So that one I see as the more likely option. But if for whatever reason Fertitta does not get approved by the NBA, or Les Alexander wants more money from Fertitta and Fertitta doesn't want to pay that, for whatever reason that ends up falling through. Because I do think that Fertitta probably is the front runner to purchase the Houston Rockets. He's been interested in the Rockets before. It seems like a great fit for him to now come together and buy the Houston Rockets. But if for whatever reason that does not come through, here is my off-the-wall name that I think probably should be a contender. He has a lot of respect in basketball globally, not just in the NBA, but globally. And that man is Yao Ming. Yes, Yao Ming could own the Houston Rockets. Of course, Yao Ming would not be able to buy the Houston Rockets outright. He, like Jim McIlvaine, would have to get together with, other rich people and purchase Houston Rockets. But there are a lot of rich people in China, and just doing some precursor research, and I imagine if I dug deeper, I could find more. But I did see that Yao Ming does have close connections with a man named Li Yun Chao. There we go. Sorry. Hopefully, I'm not butchering his name too badly, but I do think that is how you pronounce it. But anyways, he is worth $1.7 billion, and that's just one of Yao's acquaintances, or I'm sure people that he could tap into. But he made his money in health food in China, and he has used Yao Ming as part of his spokesman for some of his health food products and stuff like that. So there is a relationship there, and if this man plus Yao Ming and other investors want to get in on the NBA game, Yao Ming as the owner of the Houston Rockets, that's a win-win. I think that would be great. Yao Ming, of course, is the president of the CBA. He's owned the Shanghai Sharks. Yao Ming has dabbled in ownership. He knows what it takes to run a franchise. Yes, it's not the Houston Rockets, but he understands how to run the daily business of a franchise, and he also understands the dealings with owners and whatnot because he is the president of the CBA. I'm not sure how a president of the CBA could run an NBA franchise. I'm not sure about that technicality, but if Yao Ming was ever to renounce his position there, I don't see why he couldn't own a team in China and in the United States. Maybe that's more of a gray ground. I don't know, but if Yao Ming is enjoying his time in China and he wants to continue to grow the global footprint in China, he will probably have more of an impact doing it as an owner in the NBA than he would be as an owner / president of the CBA over there in China. He would have more of an impact here in the United States trying to take the game globally than trying to make the NBA come over there and try to grow the game there. So that's an off the wall thought. I think Yao Ming is a treasure to the Houston community, and I think he would be a great owner for the Houston Rockets. But again, I think Fertitta probably is the if you're ranking these in order, definitely Fertitta is out front, and it's tough. I'm sure there will be names out there mentioned in the coming weeks and months of people that could be interested in the Houston Rockets. Probably people we've never heard of. It'll be interesting. Hopefully, it'll be someone local, and that commitment to always keep the team in Houston, to never leave Houston, to continue to grow the franchise and grow and to compete for a championship will always be there. But it should be known. I mean, Les Alexander is probably going to be selling this team for upwards of $2 billion. The Clippers sold for $2 billion. Steve Ballmer bought the Clippers for $2 billion. That was 2-3 years ago. And the Rockets are a better team than the Clippers. They're set up better than the Clippers right now, or then. So I would imagine that Les Alexander is looking for a little bit more money. I don't know if that's $3 billion. I don't know if that's 2.5. I don't know what that number is, but it's going to be a big number. And whatever person does end up coming to buy the Houston Rockets, they're going to want a return on that $2 billion. So you can expect for things, unless this is like an ultimate, unless it's like another Les Alexander, does whatever he wants to win, whatever he can to win NBA games, go out and pay James Harden $200 million. Unless it's an owner like that, we could be in for a different type of owner, a cost-cutting owner, someone who's going to raise prices, someone who's going to um, trim the budget, someone who's going to be trying to make a return on investment. You're not going to be spending $2 billion to just watch basketball games. You're going to be spending $2 billion to make your money back, to eventually sell it like Les Alexander for $4 billion, $6 billion, $8 billion down the road. And it's going to be tough to do unless they win a lot of championships. So I will say, especially with the Rockets, and Les Alexander did mention that, or Tad Brown, I keep on saying Les, it was Tad who was speaking for Les, did mention that this is not changing anything in the Rockets and their day-to-day business. Daryl Morey is still trying to go out there and find Carmelo Anthony to keep on improving this team. But I do worry now. I don't know if this is putting a stall on the trade for Carmelo Anthony and not on Daryl Morey's end. I'm sure he's trying as much as he can to continue to bring Melo in. But maybe Melo sees this as, maybe this is not the exact fit that I thought it would be. With new ownership, you never know what new direction they're going to be going in soon. Maybe Melo doesn't want to tie himself down to Houston with an owner that could be gone soon. So while the Rockets are solid right now, they built a very good team. Still need a couple more positions to fill, but they brought in Luke Malamunte, and they also brought in Tarek Black to kind of fill out the rest of their depth. While they brought those guys in, I could imagine that this could also stall things for Carmelo Anthony or whoever else Daryl Morey might be interested in getting, just because there is no more direction in this franchise. The direction that was Les Alexander, whose message and his goal was to always compete for a championship no matter what. Who knows what the next direction will be. And it's premature to know what that is. So that's pretty much all I got, guys. I appreciate you for giving this a watch. Hopefully hopefully my ranting and raving was able to kind of help you kind of process your feelings as well, and kind of give you an idea of who is out there that could be linked to buying the Houston Rockets. Never know. So that's all I got, guys. Once again, I appreciate you for giving this a watch. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate that. If this is your first time seeing my happy, smiley face, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have lots of Rockets content up here, and lots of other content up here as well. Also, give me a follow on Twitter if this is your first time seeing me. I have a Twitter, and I bring these hot and spicy takes to Twitter all the time, too. So follow me there, at Mr. Joshua. Also, please give my friends over at Countryside Massage a like on Facebook. If you haven't done it, do it now. Take 2 seconds, give them a like on Facebook. I would appreciate it. And lastly, leave me a comment with who you think will end up buying the Houston Rockets. Do you think it'll be Tillman Fertitta? Do you think it will be a name I didn't mention? Do you think it'll be an off-the-wall name? That's what I want to know. Who other billionaires are out there that have been interested in buying sports franchises before? Jim Crane was an excellent example in Houston, but he has the Astros now. I don't remember what news outlet reported this, but apparently Bob McNair is already said no to buying the Houston Rockets. So I'm not sure. If anybody else has any ideas, please comment and leave them below. I'd love to know what y'all guys are thinking. But that's it. That's all I got. I appreciate you for giving this a watch, and we'll catch you guys next time.